Good day and welcome to Data Color Academy. My name is Jeff Watts. I'm a Senior Application Specialist with Data Color, and today we're going to be talking about working with product lines in Match Pigment. Short agenda, what is a product line and where can they be used? A little bit about product lines in the retail business, an online demo of Match Pigment's product line maintenance, followed by a continued demo of matching or getting a formulation while using product lines. So what exactly is a product line? Match Pigment has the ability to make product lines. And if you remember from our original Match Pigment webinar, you have a job, and part of that job is being able to use a particular colorant set to be able to match a target. What a product line allows you to do is a product line allows you to use multiple colorant sets to be able to match a target. So you can use a group of colorant sets to match a target and find the most efficient set that matches that target for you. The nice thing about a product line is a product line gives you many different configurations to be able to give you complete control of your matching capabilities. Not only would you get good colorimetric matches with a product line, but you can also set up the product line to make sure to get good formulas. For example, there may be certain pigment combinations that you don't want to see in a match, or you may want to prioritize certain bases in a product line to be able to match colors more often than other bases. Product lines are a very efficient and a very efficient way to be able to control matching for the retail business. And oftentimes product lines are used in the retail business, and product lines are created in Match Pigment and then transferred down to Data Color Paint software, which is then used for retail distribution, such as in the paint business, where most of the distribution of their product is done through stores. Again, with Data Color software, product line is an integral piece that allows the user to be able to have complete control over his color delivery process. If we look at the example of a paint company, you can see where a paint company wants to be able to match colors and do formula books in the lab to send that to the stores. And then on top of that, wants to be able to take that same colorant set, transfer it directly to the stores so that they can match colors as well in their individual software. Data Color allows complete control of the user to be able to do that within his process without any third-party interference, including any interference with Data Color. So the user has the ability to be able to take their colorant sets, which they have set up, and they have tweaked or specialized to match in their way, and send those directly down to the stores so that they can then use them to match as well. There are enough configurations in product line that the experience that a lab has can be wrapped up in that product line so that the stores or the distribution area can also give good formulas as well. Again, even though product line is used in the retail business, it can also be used for industrial purposes where there is a need for matching a target with more than one colorant set within a job. Let's get right to the demo and take a look at product line. So as you can see, we have our computer here and we already have Match Pigment opened up to Navigator. Product line is accessed right here at this icon, Product Line Maintenance, or abbreviated PLM. We already have it open, so let's bring it up. Product line is set up so that the user can easily create different product lines, and on top of that, multiply those creations very quickly. To give you a general tour of what we're looking at right here, this is the main screen for product line maintenance where they're created. A product line usually has three different levels that can or cannot be filled in to be able to identify the manufacturer, the system, and the brand. You can see here that just by clicking the down arrow key, I'm able to bounce between two different product lines or more to be able to bring them up. Again, product lines can be used for industrial purposes or they can be used for retail purposes. We'll concentrate on the retail product line as it has a bit more information in it than the industrial line does. You'll notice that once a product line is identified, beneath that is the set of bases that you're using in that product line. Those bases are attached to colorant sets. The base is really the core or the heart of the product line. In this particular retail example, you see that we have a 4-base system that is used to match colors. And with each base that you have in the split window below, you have the colorants associated with that base. So above are bases in configuration, below are colorants associated with each individual base as I click through them, and configuration for those colorants. Off to the right-hand side, you have the capability of being able to click this small 3-dot area in either split window, and then you have your columns that you can either turn on or turn off if they're important to you. Column width can be set, and they can be adjusted as to what position you want columns in with this up and down arrow key. The same applies for the colorants below. Making a new product line is very simple by being able to click on the plus under each or any of these different headers that you have. For example, if I click the plus here underneath brand, and I want to create a new product line with a new brand, let's just type in Jeff Brand here. And if I click save, notice all the information goes away. It keeps some of the information that I had in the hierarchy of manufacturer and system, and I'm ready to go click plus and add a new base by pulling it out of a colorant set, and then the colorants will come along with that base. There is an easier way to create product lines once you get started though. I'll click this button down here to the lower left, undo all, one of my favorite buttons, because this takes us back to where we were before. And I'll switch back over to our retail product line. The other way I'm capable of being able to create a product line is clicking a plus here, typing in a product line name. But if you'll notice that I can copy existing data, if I click on that check, then what I can do is go ahead and pick my manufacturer, pick my system, and pick my brand to copy off of. If I wanted to do this and click save, then I will have a complete product line that is a duplicate of the existing product line that I put in, that I can just go in and make small tweaks to and then move on. I'll cancel out here. But as can be seen, it makes it very, very easy to be able to create product lines very quickly. This is important in the paint industry because oftentimes you have quite a few different product lines with quite a few bases in there that change constantly. So the system is designed to be able to move rapidly and import information that's needed. Let's take a little bit deeper look at these configurations that you have here. You'll notice that you have your base name and you have abbreviations you can put in there, which is important for certain industries. Underneath the base, you also have configurations for strength, film thickness, whether or not the base is auto-selectable to formulate. I'll explain that in a minute. Gloss values, if it's important as well. You also have top-off type. If a particular base is to have a top off, it can be automatic or it can be set up as correction only or none. If you do have a top-off type, then down in the lower area where you see colorants, you can see that our titanium white is the top-off for our neutral base. Top-off is basically the ability to top the color off once the formula's been dispensed to a certain amount that makes it a full gallon can, as an example. Over to the right-hand side, you have DE tolerances that are available to you for the particular base, metamerism tolerance, and contrast ratio tolerances as well. Minimum and maximum colorants you can use within that base to formulate, and a priority. Priority is also very important because priority basically states which base do I want to use over any other base. You can see here in this particular setup, we have our priority and our titanium white base set at 85, whereas our neutral base is set at 25. Priority numbers are anywhere from 1 to 100, 50 being the middle. So if you want to use a base more than another base, you would have a higher number. So here we want a stair-stepped effect where we want to match in our titanium white base if at all possible. If not, we step down through medium, deep, and neutral. Part of that is that step down process is allowing the system to be auto-selectable, or the bases to be auto-selectable. Whether or not it's going to use a particular base also depends on the can sizes that you have for the product line or that base. Notice that with each base, you have can sizes. Here, for example, for the neutral base, we have a can size of quart and gallon. Those can sizes are described by their actual size and their ounces, whether or not they're empty or they already have product in there. And then if they're not empty, then you have short fill, full fill, and correct or overfill, which is basically settings that you put for each can as far as how much product you're starting with, how much colorant can you put in the can to match it, how much more can you use to correct with, and what the actual total fill is, so that way you have enough headspace within the can after putting the formula in there to be able to shake it. You'll notice that with your colorants also, there are more configurations with your colorants for product line. For example, for any given colorant, I can have an abbreviation. Also, for any given colorant, I can set up min-max amounts in percentage or minimum maximum amounts in units as well. This is extremely important. If you would think of a situation where you have a colorant set where you may have a strong red oxide and a weak red oxide, maybe one's called R and one's called RR, you can actually set your min and max modes so that you can say, for example, if there's 5% or less of this particular pigment needed, then please use R, as opposed to if you need more percentage, please use RR. You can set these up to be per percentage or per amount, or if you fill it all in, a combination of both. This allows you to make sure that you have the right formula using the right set of pigments for your needs in your product line. All these settings, again, are encapsulated within the product line and encapsulated within the colorant set itself. You'll notice that overall, from a product line point of view, once you have your information in here, you do up here at the top have some default settings as well that you can set up. You can add manufacturers to this particular product line, delete or set up a different display order of manufacturers if you have multiple ones. You have details as far as search folders for browsing, and down below that, default can sizes that you can use for the product line, as well as default min-max percent modes, and what type of unit, this one is set up in kilograms, do you want to default the product line to. Other than default can sizes, you do have overall default can sizes that you have as a picking list to be able to include within your product line. Here they are right here as an example, all of them having the fill levels that we had discussed a little bit earlier, as well as a couple buttons down at the bottom, POS data and POS transfer. That is being able to take your product line information that you have and transferring it down to the retail systems or the data color paint systems so that all these configurations are set up to make sure that folks who may not have the experience are able to put a good formula as well as a good color match together for their customers. Over on the right-hand side also, you have component compatibility, which is an added level of configuration that you can use for a product line. Once I have my product line set up, and this is also much like ingredient maintenance in Match Pigment, only for product line. I can actually set up for my Quality Pro brand certain criteria as far as color combinations that I would prefer or not prefer. For example, if I came in and decided to set a combination that said anytime that there would be the possibility of red iron oxide and green together in a combination, I could actually say that I would like that to rarely, if not never, happen. So in this way, I can make sure that certain pigment combinations are never put up as a formula within a product line that's being used to match a color. That's the basic setup for product line. Once you're done setting up a product line or multiple product lines, it's just a matter of clicking save here to be able to have the product line saved and ready to go. So let's shrink our product line down and let's hop into Formula Central just to see what a product line would look like once it's being used. If you remember in our original webinar, Formula Central, when we were explaining a job here, we had a job and a job template, and that job was a container that contained everything, including the colorant set that we were using. Over here in our original template of opaque, you can see that I'm using a named colorant set called opaque, and my colorants are picked. Let's go ahead and jump over to a different template that we've got set up with a product line. I'll come down here and I'll come to my product line retail. Once I open up that particular job, you can see that some configuration has changed because I'm working with the product line. We're going to try to match this putty colored standard. And this time, if I look in my colorant set, you can see where now instead of name, I've come over to this last tab and I'm using product line right now. I have my retail product line picked. This information comes from our product line maintenance area where we were at. And I still have the capability of coming in here and changing this to a different product line. And I also have the capability of being able to auto select those batches or not based on what I'm trying to match. If I click OK here, and then I actually click to run the match, you'll notice that the system will work. And in this particular situation with Match Pigment, I am using the spreadsheet option, which brings up multiple formulas that are capable of matching the particular color. You notice here that my first formula in this particular column has a great DE. It's also got a great custom sort on it, which I have set up with this particular job template. And I can match this product in a medium base. The medium base, if you remember, was prioritized over the deep base in being able to match the color. If I could have matched this putty standard in a white base, that would have been prioritized first. You can see that not only do I have a formula in medium base that's available, I also have formulas in deep base that are available as well. So I do have my choice of being able to pick which base I'm using. When this is transferred to the retail system, and let's say a user is using data color paint at a store or at a disbursement center, what happens is you do have the ability to force data color paint to only use one formula, so therefore the user wouldn't see these other options if you did not want the user to see them immediately. Again, as you can see, product line can be used for total control over your formulas to make sure that you get good formulas. On top of that, product line can be used to be able to have one job use two or more color insets to give you different options to match a color, which can be used in the paint business, or for that matter, could be used in other businesses such as ink or plastic if you want to be able to, with one click in one job, use multiple databases to match a color to get different possible results. I'd like to take this time to thank you for watching our short demo on product lines in Match Pigment. I hope it was of value to you. If you wanted to learn more, please sign up at Data Color Academy for more webinars, or visit us and follow the Data Color blog. Thanks again for your time. I hope you have a great day, and we hope to be hearing from you soon.